Hello everyone, how are you all doing? I hope you all are good. So today here we are back with a new video, and this video is on Revit challenges playlist. So here today I thought of covering a topic where there is the overall plan, and the overall plan has the same annotations and tagging as the part plan. And what you are doing, you are not tagging anything or drafting anything in the part plan. Again, whatever things you have done in the overall plan, same things you will use it. But in Revit, how it is done, in Revit, how you will follow the workflow so that you get that accuracy and you can save time. So here what I did, I have created just a random plan, and this plan I'll be segregating in different part plans. And you can see here that I have annotated and drafted, but I'll not be doing it again. Instead, I'll just make use of this work to create different part plans. So first of all, the first option that you will use is duplicate with the detailing. Okay, so now what I'll be doing, I will first create the scope boxes and then I'll create the duplication. So when you come here in view, you get this option of scope box, which is here, and then you will go on creating the scope boxes that will divide the area into different sections. So what I am doing here is I am covering I am placing the scope box here, and I'll bring this tag inside so that it's visible here, and then I will create another scope box. I'll do right click and then I'll say repeat scope box. Okay, so the second scope box which I will model is over here. I'll cover up this wall, and I'll leave it here. Okay, I'll leave it here and I'll make sure that this dimension is covered. No need to cover the overall dimension, this is fine. Okay, the overall dimension can be seen in the overall plan. And next what we will do is we will select the option of repeat scope box, and then the second scope box we will create it here. Again, we'll cover the internal dimensions, and I'll just take my scope box on top. After that, I'll do right click again and we will create another scope box here, which we will leave it over here. And this way, 1 2 3. Okay, so you can see here that we have created different scope boxes to cover different areas. Let us say that this entirely comes in this one. Okay, so how many parts we have here? We have 1 2 3 and 4. Okay, so now we have drawn the scope boxes to tell Revit that this is how we are going to segregate this overall plan into different parts. Okay, and what we will do, we will press TX and we will write part here. I will write here part. Okay, let us write in caps. This is part 1. Okay, and I'll place it here. The same part I'll copy, I'll place it here, and then I'll copy it again, I'll place it here, and then over here. Okay, so now this is part 4. Okay, this is part 2, and this is part 3. So here we have segregated this overall plan in different parts. Okay, so now our half work is done. It's time to give match lines. Okay, now what is match line? Match line segregates the plan into different half. Okay, it is the indication given to Revit that here there will be a view reference that will be coming, and this is the separation line, this is the boundary line. So what we will do, understand the workflow. Okay, so we created scope boxes to segregate our overall plan in different sections, and even we can give names to it. We can give the name to this as part 1, Okay, and then we'll give name to this as part 2, and here we'll give name as part 3, so it becomes clear for what purpose we are using the scope boxes. Okay, so here this is part 4, this that is done. Now we'll come here in view, and there is the option of match line. So what I am doing, I am taking the center line of this wall and I am creating the match line over here. Okay, so one match line is enough. There are two match lines. I'll just bring this down and I'll say, okay, one match line created, which is here at the center. I'll do right click and I'll follow the same thing over here. Okay, so this is the match line for this one. Okay, so first part, second part, and then third part. We need one more match line. We need one more match line. So here, this is for segregating this one over here. And now all the required match lines we have created. Okay, and this time the last workflow that is remaining is of assigning the view references. But before we assign a view reference, I will create those duplicated views. So I'll do right click here. Once I do right click, what I need to do is this option I need to select, which is very important. It says duplicate as dependent. Okay, so how many views I have, how many views I need to create? 4, right? So I will duplicate this 4 times, and I will come here in level, I will come at level 0, and then I'll duplicate from here. Okay, so now here 3, and then the last one 4. Okay, so what you can do is you can rename this to part plan 1, and then you can rename this to part plan 2, and then you can rename this to part plan 3, and this one to part plan 4. Okay, so this much we have done it, and now we need to create the sheets as well. Okay, so for creating the sheets, what we will do, we'll duplicate the sheet and we'll say that duplicate the empty sheet, and 4 different sheets we will create. 3 we have created, and this is the last one. All right, so now we'll just give a name to it as A101, and this as A02, and this as A03, and this as A04. All right, so what we have done, we have created 5 different sheets. Now it's just the dragging the plan onto relevant sheets. Okay, so here I'll drop this and I'll place it here, as this is the overall plan. Let's increase the view scale of this one, and we'll say that let this be 1:150. Okay, so what we'll do, we'll place it here. Okay, this gives the indication that this is the overall plan, which covers the entire sheet. All right, next is we'll go to second sheet, and this is part plan A, and we will place it here. Okay, we'll go to part plan 2, we'll go to sheet 2, and then we'll place our part plan 2 over here. You must be wondering, what exactly am I doing here? It's the same plan which is duplicated, that is being placed on different sheets. But why I am doing that, I'll cover that, I'll come to that one. Let me first place these views on the sheets so that you understand the workflow. Okay, so this is done. I'll go to sheet 1. Let us collapse everything. Right click and do collapse, and here we'll come to first sheet over here, and then I'll close inactive views. So now this is the overall plan, and this overall plan gives us the clear indication of different scope boxes, different match lines, and different areas. So what I am doing, I'm going inside the final workflow which is remaining, is creating the view reference. I am telling Revit that this part 1, okay, this part 1 is right beside part 2. Okay, but when I place this, I need to give reference to it. I need to tell Revit that which sheet they have to refer to view this part 2. Okay, I will create view reference again, and I need to give a view reference to it. I will say that part 2 is here, and if you want to refer part 1, in that case you need to go to sheet number view. Okay, so now this one number that you see here is the detail number. Okay, if there are multiple views on sheets, you can decide what is the detail number for this particular part plan 2 view. Okay, as of now this will be one. Why? Because in all the sheets there's just one single view. Okay, but don't get confused, we have nothing to do with the detail numbers. This sheet number, this matters. Accordingly you can create your family. All right, so what we'll do is we'll create another view reference here, and then this one over here. Okay, so same thing, as this is part 2, the other person wants to refer part 3, then he has to go to part 3, A103 sheet, and here if he wants to refer part 2, then this is how you will be giving view references. Okay, so accordingly you give the view references in other places, and here we have given the view references. And now what we will be doing, we'll go here in A01, and now this is the final work that is remaining. So you will go inside the view, and once you go inside the view you will find the option of scope box. So you need to tell Revit that this is the scope box 1 that you want to crop your entire view in. Okay, so once I do that, see what has happened here. This is part 1. Okay, we didn't do annotation, we didn't do drafting. What we did, we created everything in overall plan, and we just gave view reference to it. We are telling our client that this is part 1, and for part 2 they need to go and refer the sheet, okay, which is over here. And now again I'll go inside this view, and I will say part 2. See this. So how convenient this option is. This is the standard workflow that is being followed, and this is how you will be saving your time. You will be annotating everything in the overall plan, and then with the help of the scope boxes, with the help of the Matchline, with the help of the view references, this is how you will be doing it. Okay, so now they have referred this part 2, but if they want to refer to part 3, then they need to go to part 3 sheet, which is A103. And again what you will be doing, you will create scope box here, and you will say that this is part 3. Okay, so this is how you will be creating part plans from the overall plans, and this is an important topic when you work as a professional. So yes, learners, I wanted to cover this topic. If there is any confusion, let me know. And as always, let us rise and shine together. Very soon we'll meet with AutoCAD session. Thank you.